What's happening, fight fans? Welcome back to the MMA Mindset. Wolkernite Fight Championship X is on the 18th of October. Unbelievable card, best one that we're going to put on, the biggest and best card that we've got. We really want to celebrate this 10th event, so we're going to do it in style. It's going to be one hell of a card. The Road to X final, that's going to be on the night. We've got loads of title fights all the way from the bottom of the card to the top. So, yeah, just make sure that you do tune in for this card, livemma.co.uk for the pay-per-view, or go to the fighters, get your tickets through them if you can. But without further ado, I'm joined by Ethan Taylor. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Good to speak to you again because obviously after your last performance at Vulcanite 9, a lot of people were saying that that was potential for the fight of the night. It was an unbelievable scrap that you got the unanimous decision victory. How did you feel after that fight in terms of like, have you looked back at it and watched the fight again?
Yeah, I've definitely look back at the fight a few times. Every time I watch it, I am impressed. There's a few times where it goes to the ground where I should really be, trying to sprawl, push my way rather than accepting bottom. But overall, it was a very fun fight, and I'm glad I managed to walk away with the win.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I think it was one of those fights where you learn a little something about yourself, about how much you've got to be able to keep going, and because it was such, like I said, a back and forth fight, and a war at the end of the day. So yeah, it was good to see, and I definitely think you've took a lot from that. That was your third fight in a row in MMA as well, with the win after the two fights before that, obviously losing against a couple of opponents that are undefeated. Where's this confidence and this sort of like difference in your fighting and your performance come from?
I just think it's working hard. I feel like everyone in the gym, I've been doing more rounds, I've been going to different gyms to spar, and I just think it's the level of the gym. I think it's hard to not improve when I'm surrounded by all these good people. And then I feel my first two fights I was easing into it, a bit of nerves, a bit of uncertainty. But after the first two, I feel like it was just a switch now, and I feel a lot more comfortable every time I step inside to fight.
Yeah, I feel a lot more confident when I see records where an amateur's come and dropped a couple of fights for their first, and then they stuck to it, and then they've gone on a win streak. There's a guy called Jordan O'Neill who lost his first three fights as an amateur, won all the rest of his amateur fights, and he's now 4-0 as a Cage Warriors pro as well. So I think it speaks a lot where people have lost those first couple of amateur fights, knuckled down, realised what they'd done wrong, got going, and made a massive change. But fighting in K1 this time. How come the move over from MMA to K1?
It's definitely not permanent, but in my first fight, minus the last one, it was just a lot of wrestling, a lot of on the floor, not really taking many punches, and I just thought it'd be a bit of a fun. So yeah, like I said, definitely not permanent. I'll be off back to MMA in the next one, but I just asked my coach for it, and he reckons it'll be a fun fight.
Yeah, I guess it's experience as well, in just having to deal with that, not having to worry about the takedowns and the wrestling, and just kind of focusing on a lot of footwork, head movement, creating angles. I guess your training's been quite a lot different then from your last couple of camps.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, the MMA ones, it was all heavy wrestling because my coach knew, being the size I am, everyone is going to look for the takedown. But now I'm off to different gyms and I'm sparring more kickboxing rounds. There's a pro kickboxing fighter that comes in and I'm working with him closely now. He's improving me, so it's definitely been a camp centered around kickboxing.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen you quite a few times on Wolkernite as well. I think this will be the fourth time now that we've seen you on Wolkernite. You're kind of
Yeah.
finding a bit of a home here.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's obviously a very well put together show, and now I'm at the point where, I know how it runs, I know where everything is. So it's not really too many nerves since I've fought in that cage so many times.
Yeah, I feel like it makes the whole day a little bit easier for you because I feel like when you go into a brand new environment, it's like trying to figure out where to go, who to be, who to speak to, where you need to go. I guess it kind of makes the day a little bit less stressful for you in an already quite a high pressure situation.
Yeah, definitely. It's just one less thing to worry about. I'm fighting in a couple of hours, and I don't want to be like thinking about where to get my medical done, where I'm warming up. I can just go in and I know where everything is, and then I can fight.
Yeah, and then we're pretty much 6 weeks, 6 weeks at the weekend till fight night. What's the sort? Because 6 weeks is where it kind of starts stepping up for people. What does the next 6 weeks look like for you?
It's obviously going to pick up more intense, more rounds with the higher level guys. I'm going to keep on going to different gyms, 20 rounds, more kickboxing. And for like Friday sparrings, I'll be letting my training partners know, this I have got a kickboxing fight. Let's not do MMA, and I'll obviously be keeping on the big gloves throughout my entire camp.
Yeah. Do you know much about your opponent going into this one?
Not too much. I've seen he's had one previous fight, and he looks up for it. His game. It looked like a fun fight, heavy brawls, and I just think it'd be a fun matchup. I'm not trying to get dragged into a brawl. I've seen a load of amateur kickboxing fights do end up like that. So I'd rather jab, move, and then obviously always go for the finish.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of the rest of the year, obviously, if you're getting through October, no problems. Would you like to get back in there in December, or is that reckon?
Yeah, definitely one more, and it will definitely be MMA, maybe two, depending on what my coach. But this, I'll definitely have it be at least one more before the end of the year.
Yeah, and if you say you can end the year on a four-fight win streak, maybe get one more at the start of the year, go on a five-fight win streak. A title fight, something that you're going to be maybe looking at of trying to get involved in next year.
Yeah, definitely. If my coach thinks I'm ready for a title fight in anything, I'll definitely take it, and it'll be really good to have my first amateur title.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's kind of where you learn a lot about yourself in these title fights because you know that you're fighting one of the best amateurs that's across from you as well. So yeah, it'll be. I'm really looking forward to seeing how you get on in K1 though, mate. It's exciting to see people like challenging themselves, and that's really what you've done here. You've not got comfortable with the fact that yeah, I'm on this win streak in MMA. You've really challenged yourself, and I think that shows a lot of dedication and heart to kind of do. Is that something that you've kind of thought about yourself that it has took quite a lot of I don't say yeah courage to kind of swap this discipline and go on to something different.
You're right. It's just get me more comfortable. If the striking and I do take some heavy shots, I can't rely on a takedown, which I could do in MMA. I feel like it's just more important to being comfortable getting punched in the face, moving more rather than uh, relying on the MMA rule set. So if I can fare well in kickboxing striking, I know when I go back into MMA, I'll be very confident to strike with anyone.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to see how you get on, Ethan. Thank you very much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, it's been great, Chris. Thank you very much.
Yeah, not a problem. Make sure you do get your tickets. Like I said, links in the description. I'll go through Ethan if you're going to come support him. Make sure you get your tickets through him. It's going to be one hell of a night, like I keep saying. livemma.co.uk for the pay-per-view. I will put the link in the description for everything. But once again, Ethan, all the best for the rest of your training camp, and I'll see you on fight night.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you very
Awesome. Thank
much.
you very much, mate. Thank you.